Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Ben Dunford. I am a faculty member here at the Krannert School of Management at Purdue University. I've been a faculty member here since 2004 and I teach in our executive education programs. Today it's my pleasure to introduce to you the topic of team performance and offer you some insights into how you might be able to improve the teams that you're leading and a member of. So I begin with a question. What is the cost of a dysfunctional team? How does it affect an organization? Well, in 1986, the Space Shuttle Challenger lifted off and 73 seconds into its flight, it tragically exploded, killing all members of the crew, which you see here pictured. A great deal of effort and time went into understanding the root cause of that failure that was associated with some bad seals and unfortunate chain reaction issues that happened when the temperature dropped below a certain point on the thermometer. But the basic root cause was poor team performance, poor team dynamics, involving a group of engineers that consisted of folks from Morton Thiokol and NASA. So team performance has a great impact on organizational performance. In my personal life, in my professional life, in my research, I found that a number of organizational change efforts are hampered by poor team dynamics. And so it behooves all organizations to invest time and resources into making teams healthy. So what are some things that I could share with you in just a couple of minutes that would give you some insight into the kind of tools that you would receive if you came to study team dynamics and other related skills at Purdue University? Let me share one model with you that has meant a great deal to me in my professional and my personal life. This is what is called the stages of team development from Professor Herbert Shepard at Case Western Reserve University. This came from the 1970s and has withstood the test of time. Professor Shepard said that every team goes through a series of stages. Some are short-lived and some are more long-term, but that if you as a team leader understand these stages, you can help to facilitate team performance. Let me briefly walk through each of these stages for you. The first stage is what Shepard called dependent stage. This is typically at the beginning of the team's formation, oftentimes when there's a new leader. At that point, there's this honeymoon phase where the members of teams are looking to the leader for very specific guidance. They're looking for the leader to set out a direction for the team, instructions for the team, and any help or resources that they are willing to provide. Oftentimes, however, this is a very short-lived stage because people recognize perhaps the weaknesses in the leader, or they recognize that maybe they don't need the leader. So this often progresses to what Shepard calls counterdependence. I will full screen this slide for you so you can see the model more clearly. There we go. So counterdependence is the second stage, independence is the third stage, and interdependence is the final stage. So what is counterdependence? In a word, counterdependence is rebellion. Rebellion in the form of team members recognizing that maybe the judgment of the leader is suspect, maybe it's the leader's leadership skills, their technical skills, or otherwise, but oftentimes members of the team will push back against the leader. This will often take the form of what we call passive-aggressive behavior. In meetings, people will be polite, but they will definitely undermine the leader's efforts in a variety of ways. And Shepard says that this is a very normal functioning of teams. It's a part of the evolutionary process of a team. So rather than getting upset about it, rather than getting defensive as a leader should recognize this as a stage, help the members through this this period of rebellion so that they can progress to the next spot. This is what he calls independence, where team members recognize that they don't necessarily need other people, that they can function just fine by themselves, and that they don't need others they don't need to rely on others to get their jobs done. However, there's a weakness here, and that is that instead of functioning as a team, members function as independent members of a group. There's a key difference between groups and teams. Teamwork is when everybody plays a particular role and we can accomplish more together than we can as a sum of individuals. Okay, and that's why Professor Shepard talks about the interdependence stage. Interdependence is when everyone on the team has enough trust to allow for the playing out of various roles on a team. So I draw on a basketball team as an analogy here. In a basketball team, someone needs to score, someone needs to play defense, someone needs to rebound, someone needs to pass the ball, and oftentimes teams are especially effective when these roles are clearly defined by multiple parties, and that not everyone is trying to be the scorer at the same time. Okay, now I ask, what insight does this model give you into the teams you're currently working on? And where do you often fall short in progression? I can tell you from experience that the biggest pitfall that confronts teams is the counterdependent stage. It's like river rafting. You can see pictured here a diagram or an image of an eddy on a river. This is a river in the United States. So what is an eddy? An eddy is a circular current that's caused by the structural placement of rocks within a river. If you get stuck in an eddy, you just keep going around in circles, and you won't progress down the river. If you've ever been in river rafting, you know what I'm talking about. I would liken the eddy to teams being stuck in counterdependence, where the leaders are defensive, they are unwilling to work with team members, they're unwilling to give them power, and as a result, the counterdependent stage gets stuck in this never-ending power battle. Now, what do you do about that? There are a number of things that you can do about that as a leader that we don't have time to get into today. But I would invite you to consider how useful it would be for you as a leader or a manager or a future leader or manager to understand some basic tools and skills that would help you to facilitate the effectiveness of your team. Consider what it would do to your organization to eliminate the counterdependence eddies that inhibit your teams. Now, that's all that we have time for today, but if you have questions about our program content, if you have questions about teams, or if I can be of assistance to you in any way, please let me know. Thank you for your time, and good luck to you in your future endeavors. Thank you.